Greetings, royal family. Thanks for clicking on the video. Welcome back to my returning royal family members. And if you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so let's just get straight into it. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the reunion, 4-part reunion, can you believe that, is approaching, okay? And Kyle Richards, she sat down with Us Weekly. Kyle Richards is one of the cast members of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She sat down with Us Weekly, and she basically said that Andy Cohen, the host of the reunions, he was relentless at the reunion. And she said that she basically felt sorry for Erika. She said it was a nightmare for Erika Jayne. Who is Erika Jayne? She is one of the castmates on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, whose estranged husband, Tom Girardi, basically got caught up in a scheme that he set up to come to us with the BS, okay? If you have been following my Hot Topics videos, you know that I am covering this story, and I'm on Tom Girardi's ASS, okay? He's a fraud. He's out here pretending like he has dementia. He's living in a senior citizen home, and Erika Jayne is out here getting slammed from left to right. She's being accused of being a participant in her estranged husband's schemes. So Kyle Richards is basically saying she kind of felt sorry for Erika Jayne during the reunion taping because Andy did his job and he asked the hard questions. So don't take my word for it. Listen to what Kyle Richards had to say. Like to hear it? Here you go.
But did your opinion of Erika change after the reunion and even watching back this season?
Well, see, my opinion of Erika has always been the same. Erika has been nothing but a great friend to me and supportive and kind. I know that she puts on a tough girl act, but she is a very sensitive person. And I think with so many people who don't know her coming at her, she's kind of had to put up the shield, you know? So the one thing I will say about the reunion is there were some things, because there are a lot of things I didn't get that were not clear to me. And it's hard when you're talking on camera, and she's probably nervous about what she's saying. She's talking about people who not signed up for the show. You don't know what's going through her mind, and the audience just doesn't always get that. But I could tell she was nervous, and that's why some of the stories were probably confusing for people. So, you know, but a lot of those questions were answered at the reunion. So I think, you know, there was a lot of things that people have been talking about. They're going to find out, oh, I get it. Okay, that makes more sense. So I was happy for her in that sense, even though it was very difficult for her. I mean, the 4-part reunion is, you know, because of all this crazy stuff that has been going on.
Or were you surprised like Andy brought the heat like that? Like with some of those questions?
No, I was, honestly. I was like, my God, this is like relentless. But he, you know, he has a hard job. You know, he knows the audience is expecting these questions and expecting answers. And I know it was hard for him. I mean, my makeup artist who was there, she was like, I was feeling so bad for Erika. Oh my God, that was like a nightmare for her. And
so there you have it. So that's a little snippet of a exclusive interview with Us Weekly that Kyle Richards did recently, okay? Just yesterday, October 8th, all right? And you can check that out on usmagazine.com. All right. Now let's transition this to this image, okay? So this is Andy. That is Erika Jayne. And you can see based on the body language, looks like it got a little heated. Now, Andy basically told Erika Jayne, look, before we begin, okay, I'm warning you, we're going to put you on a skewer and I'm going to fire up the barbecue, okay? So kicking off his interrogation, Andy asked Erika why she refrained from leaving Tom, who's 82 years old, sooner, resulting in Erika saying, where was I going? Now, this is according to people.com. And she goes on to say, I know what you make on this show. That's what Andy says, excuse me. Andy says, I know what you make on this show. Did you feel you were held captive? Yo, Andy's job is basically to ask the questions that we, the viewer, want to know the answers to, right? I'm pretty sure he's going to have on his little index cards, his fancy index cards, he's going to have questions that people, you know, sent in, some of his own, maybe some from production. But if Kyle Richards is saying that Andy turned up the heat and he was relentless, then that means that Andy did a darn good job. Because even though we don't know if Erika was 100% involved in Tom's shenanigans or involved, she had to know something, right? But I just don't like the fact that she is sitting here taking all of this and he gets to be scot-free and act like he has dementia in a nursing home with an assistant. I'm not feeling that. So this is what she signed up for. So I guess she's going to deal with it. Next, mentioning that Tom is accused of having multiple affairs, Andy notes it's now known that Tom allegedly put $20 million and more into Erika's account. She promptly rejects that claim. Who believes Erika did not know anything about what Tom was doing? This is what Andy is asking the cast. To which Erika responds, can someone please back me the F up on what I'm saying? Andy then calls attention to Erika manipulating the narrative by saying that the cognitive decline Tom is experiencing started 3 years ago, leading Erika to suggest that the claim was not true. Woo-wee. The article goes on to say, again, here you are looking at me rolling your eyes, Erika tells Andy, who later says it lands differently when there are air crash victims. Damn. If you don't know what Andy is talking about, Tom Girardi was a lawyer. He's gotten disbarred. He was a lawyer. He had a law firm, and families of the victims of a plane crash came to Tom's law firm to represent them in a lawsuit that they filed against the airline. Instead of Tom Girardi giving the victims' families this money, he decided to spend it. And people are saying that Erika knew because he deposited X amount of millions of dollars into her account. She was living this lavish lifestyle, living it up, riches, all types of things. And people are not buying that she didn't know what happened. So Andy is grilling her like a cheese sandwich. Andy additionally asked Erika whether she ever spoke with Tom and questioned whether he did what he's being accused of. As she attempts to respond, Erika begins to tear up. Also in the clip, past feuds between castmates including Lisa Rinna and Garcelle Bouvet, as well as Erika and Sutton, reemerge. Whatever, we don't care about that. So, 4 parts. Are you guys going to tune into all 4 parts? I have a strong feeling what they're going to do is they're going to wait until the very last episode. They're going to start on the 3rd episode to start grilling Erika. And then the 4th episode is where we're going to see kind of, the rest of it. And then it's going to come to a happy end where they all toast and take a group photo together, right? But I'm going to be tuning in. This should be very, very interesting. And like I said, it really sucks that Tom Girardi is playing crazy and Erika is out here fighting the good fight, I guess, or the not so good fight. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Erika knew? Let me tell you something. At this point, Erika girl, the best thing for you to do is play crazy too. Because even if Erika knew, those families did not come to Erika Jayne to represent them for legal counsel. Okay? They came to Tom Girardi. Let's put his playing crazy tail self on the chopping block and grill him. Ugh, so disgusting. All right, now this is a photo of all of the ladies. And girl, these fashions are not fashioning. In my opinion, no, 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 and no. That's my opinion. You guys drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Are you going to be tuned into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Do you think that Erika Jayne knew? Do you think that it's fair that Erika Jayne is out here defending all this chaos that Tom Girardi started? He even frauded his business partner. What a crook. And he in a nursing home playing crazy. I'll be damned. All right, Royal Family, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.